PS5 has finally been released. We are in the next stage of gaming evolution. The games are faster, the graphics are better, and the price, well, oh, I can't handle it. I'm broke. I can't afford that. No way I'm spending that amount on a console. No. Okay. We're not going into the future of this session because I cannot afford it. So instead, we're going to go into the past and look at a PlayStation classic, Psychonauts. Psychonauts is a 3D action platformer from the PlayStation 2 era, made by Tim Schafer, the creator of classics your uncle will know, like Grim Fandango and Full Throttle. Psychonauts was the debut title for the game development company Double Fine Productions, who would later go on to make hit games like Brutal Legend, Costume Quest, and remasters of Tim Schafer's previous games. If they ain't broke, don't fix them. In Psychonauts, you play as Rasputin, or Rasputin, as I like to call him. It is a shame how he carried on. Raz has run away from his family at the circus in search for a secret government training camp where they train gifted children into psychic warriors, or Psychonauts. After being caught for sneaking in, his parents are called and he has to wait 3 days before they can pick him up. But in the meantime, he is allowed to wander about and enjoy the Whispering Rocks Psychic Summer Camp. Raz manages to attend some of the classes at camp due to his natural psychic ability and eventually ropes himself into the biggest conspiracy the camp has ever seen. Like this is, why is the ice cream machine always broken at McDonald's level of conspiracy. Psychonauts is a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed 90% of that game, which does mean there's an itty bitty 10% that I did not enjoy, which I'll get into in the negative section, but for now, let's start with the positives. The look of the game is so unique. The characters are all distinctive, and the art style cannot be boiled down to any one genre, except maybe Willy Wonka on LSD. It feels like its own weird masterpiece and takes full pride in knowing how weird it can be. And from this weird foundation is where all the comedy comes.
My name
Starts with a D.
is Rasputin.
TV.
You did it! You're quick like greasy lightning!
So, is this where I get a speech and learn another lesson?
No. Here's your merit badge. Let us never speak of this again.
The name given to me by my people.
And what name is that, noble lake creature?
Linda.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious. Special delivery today.
And then you'll make their heads explode?
No. Do you do that?
No. Well, once kinda.
I laughed, I hollered, I verbally expelled joy whenever I first experienced those scenes in my playthrough, and there's a dozen more just like them. The creators know exactly what they're trying to go for here, and they hit it right out of the park. The gameplay of Psychonauts is also a great experience, where you start off with most of the standard platforming abilities like double jump, climbing, and the ability to perform death-defying acrobatics. He comes from a circus, so it makes sense. But that is just the tip of the iceberg whenever it comes to the powers that you can unlock while you progress through the game. Throughout the story, you unlock more power-ups to provide you with interesting strategies to tackle enemies and obstacles throughout the game. From invisibility to sneak past enemies, to my personal favourite, levitation, which is basically a ball that makes you jump higher and roll faster than the regular speed of walking. In most of my gameplay clips, you will probably see me rolling around on the ball instead of walking because it feels so much nicer and it gives you more control when you're platforming versus just regular walking. But even if this seems like just a funny, quirky kids game from the mid-2000s, there's more than meets your third eye. Psychonauts is like a man in a clown costume, but when they wipe away the face paint, you see, Sigmund Freud? Yes, it was Freud all along, and he's ready to psychoanalyze. Yes, in a world that revolves so much about entering people's minds and finding out their secrets and traumas, the wacky funny art style is evenly balanced with deep and intellectual story building from the levels and the characters. The next area does contain spoilers for the later half of the game, so I'm just telling that for you now, but this came out in 2005, so if you don't want spoiled, go play it now. In the later stages of the game, you find yourself in an insane asylum in the centre of the camp's lake. Here you have to gather pieces from the insane inmates to progress to the final boss. Each of the inmates' minds are levels for you to explore and allow you to dive into the trauma and horrible lives that led these people to end up in the asylum. This is great storytelling, By delving into the characters' minds to access a level, every small detail that can be found tells you more about the character you're dealing with. In the Milkman Conspiracy, the warping suburban streets with cameras peering through trash cans and robotic men trying to be plumbers provide you with a sense of paranoia and unsettledness just like Boyd.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Or in Stage Fright, where you can change the level in Gloria Van Gouten's mind by switching from happy to sad stage lighting, representing her bipolar disorder. I am no expert here and can't tell you exactly what each person's trauma is and the many ways their trauma is expressed throughout these levels, but to be able to understand these characters so deeply through playing the inside of their psyche is a brilliant experience overall. Now onto the small 10% of the game that I did dislike but I feel must be discussed as it will relate to everyone's experience. Psychonauts was released on the PlayStation 2 and the version you will most likely play will be a port to a most recent console. I played it on PlayStation 4 and to be honest, there were some cracks in that phase. From glitches that were comical, controlling issues and weird angles, I was fine with for the most part, until I got to the ending. The entire ending's audio is significantly worse than anywhere else in the game, to the point where I had to look it up to see if this was a problem on everyone's console or this was just a weird experience that I had at the very end. These small glitches and audio problems are not enough for me to not recommend the game, because this came out in 2005 and I shouldn't compare it to modern day standards. But I want people to know that these exist whenever they go into it, because it will affect your experience. Psychonauts is a classic. If you want to play a game that captured the imagination and the hearts of children and adults in a time where open world, 8K, custom decal type games did not exist, I highly recommend playing this game. It's like £10 on the PlayStation Store. Go out and enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video and I'll leave you with a couple of the other funny scenes that I captured while I played this game. So, enjoy!
Jailhouse cronies out of the slammer so they can enjoy a night on the town, popping pills and soliciting inexpensive call girls.
If you ever want to make me appear, you can do it with this special device.
Is that a piece of bacon?
Overly intricate combination!
Ah, good to hear. Not a one of us want any trouble, that's for sure.